welcome to our school's YouTube channel. As you know that in last session we dealt with verbs and we did action verb, finite verb, non-finite verb, transitive verb, and intransitive verb. This verb we have discussed in our first session, okay? And you have clear idea about this verb. Now today we'll deal with apart from this. So today we deal with regular verbs, irregular verbs, modal verbs, linking verb, auxiliary verb, and state verbs. So these verbs, regular verbs, irregular verbs, modal verbs, linking verbs, auxiliary verbs and state verbs will be discussed in today's session. Let's start from the regular verb. You all have idea about simple past tense, and in simple past tense you have seen this kind of verb: played, jumped. So what is common in these two verbs? So common is ed. So in simple past tense, verb with be or ed are called regular verb. So the definition of regular verb is verbs with be and ed are called regular verbs in simple past tense. And the examples are, as we did just, see, here we have our main verb play. So we use ed here, so it becomes our regular verb. Jump, jumped, that is regular verb. So this is our regular verb. Keep this thing in your mind that verb which ends with be or ed is called regular verb in simple past tense. Now we are moving forward to irregular verb. irregular verbs. Verb with three different forms are called irregular verbs. It means verb which has three different forms. Verb with three different forms are called irregular verb. Let me give you example. Suppose break, broke, broken. Learn, learned, or learn. Speak, spoke, spoken. See, here you have three different forms. Here break, broke, broken. Learn, learn, learn. You use learn here also. Speak, spoke, spoken. So here you can see we have three different forms of verb. So it is called irregular verb. So examples itself suggest that these kind of verbs have different formation or different forms. So we can consider this type of verbs irregular verbs. Now we'll use this irregular verb in sentences. So you will have more clear idea. See. I have written a letter. She brought a letter. He writes a letter to me every month. They have spoken the half-truth to the police. She has done her home. Let me explain this. See, in this first example, I have written a letter. So that verb is written. The same another form of written is brought. She brought a letter. Here, in third example, we have writes. He writes a letter to me every month. So if you have noticed, here we have write, brought, written. The same verb has been used here in different way. This is writes, which we use in simple present tense. This is brought, which is simple past tense, and here written, it is the formation of V3, means it is the third form of our verb, and we use written in present perfect tense. The same thing happened here. Here we have used spoken. It is our V3. So V1 of spoken is speak, V2 is spoke, and V3 is spoken. So here we have spoken. So say another thing in number 5, she has done her homework. So our verb is here done, and here also done is V3. So the V1 of done is do, did, done. It's just like speak, spoke, spoken. So now you have idea that how these verbs work differently in different sentences. These are the another type of verb. Let me move forward another verb. Next is modal verbs. You all are familiar with modal auxiliary. So these modal verbs are the type of that verb. So we can consider it modal auxiliaries verb. This kind of verb describes permission, possibility, ability, probability, and many more. So we use this kind of verbs in modal auxiliary. So these are the verbs can, would, may, might, should, must, etc. We have many modal auxiliaries verb. So these can, could, may, might, should, must are called modal verbs. Now I'll give you examples of these. If you want to say your ability to someone, so we use can. So I can speak English before you. So here ability of speaking English is described, and that is described with using can. Another example. It may rain today. So here the probability of rain is described, which is described using may. You could jump very high. So here we use could, and this could is used to describe ability again, just like can, but it describes past ability. So this could here suggests past tense, and the ability of jumping very high in the past is described here using could. So this way we can use modal verbs can, may, could. I can speak English before you. So ability of speaking English is described. It may rain today, as I told you that modal verbs verbs are used in probability and possibility. So here may is used, and you could jump very high. So here ability of jumping very high in the past. Remember that could is used to show ability in the past, used here in this third sentence. So these are the modal verbs which we can use in different types of sentences. The next is linking verb. The name itself suggests to link, means to join something together. So linking verbs are used to join or to link subject with its complement. As you all know that without subject and complement or object, we can't make a meaningful sentence. So here our linking verbs is doing very good job. Linking verbs are used to join or to link subject with its complement. It means linking verbs always take their place between subject and complement. I'll describe these with example. Generally, linking verbs follow nouns and adjectives. It means you will see noun or adjective with linking verb. It connects to noun or adjective with subject. Let me give you examples. She looked angry. He became my good fellow. He is a good friend. So here we have examples of linking verbs. See here, she looked angry. So here angry is connecting. See these two things, she and angry, and here we have the verb. Next is he became my good fellow. So here good is also adjective, which is just following fellow noun. So here our verb is become, and here he is a good friend. Again here good friend, and our verb is. So this, in these three types of examples, we just highlighted the linking verb, that is looked, became and is. So this way we can use linking verb in a sentence. These linking verbs are very helpful to connect subject and complement. If we remove linking verb from the sentence, then we don't have clear idea about the sentence. So we can say it is very helpful thing to make a sentence meaningful. So these are our linking verbs. The next is Next is our auxiliary verb. You have heard this auxiliary word in modal verbs. We have just done that with that modal verbs and modal auxiliary, but these are something different than that. Auxiliary verbs are also known. These are also known as helping verbs. It means these auxiliary verbs helps very importantly in the sentence. Linking verbs are the main verb of the sentence. See, we just read that linking verb. So, linking verb plays as a main role of a verb in the sentence. While auxiliary verb are helping verbs which help main verb. Now we are getting the difference between linking word and auxiliary verb. Let me clear this. See, linking verbs are the main verb of the sentence. Means you don't need any main verb when you have linking verb. So linking verb are the main verb of the sentence, means main part of the sentence, while our auxiliary verbs are helping verb which help main verb. Means this auxiliary verb are helping our main verb. They are not our main verb. They are just helping our main verb. This is the difference between linking word and auxiliary verb. Please keep this thing in your mind and don't mix it up. Linking word and auxiliary verb. These are the definition. Now let me give you some example of auxiliary verb. Have seen you before. Second is she brought, she is going to school. You do not read this book on Sunday. Alex was calling me. Number 5 is my mother will give me a gift. See, here I have 5 sentences. Let me explain these sentences which have auxiliary verbs. As I told you that auxiliary verbs only help main verb to make sentence meaningful. So we'll do here, we'll find the main verb and auxiliary verb both. See, here our main verb is sing and our auxiliary verb is this have. So if we remove have from this sentence, so we can't find any meaning of this sentence. So this auxiliary verb help sentence to make it meaningful. So here our have is our verb, and our sing is our main verb. Now second, she is going to school. So here this is our auxiliary verb and this going is our main verb. So going is main verb and is our auxiliary. And doing this because you will not mix it up, mix that auxiliary and linking verb. Here in third sentence we have sentence you do not read this book on Sunday. So our main verb is read. So this is our main verb. And this do is again our auxiliary verb. Number 4 is Alex was calling me. So again now you have an idea. Was is our auxiliary verb and this calling is our main verb. And was is the auxiliary verb which we are doing right now. And the last sentence, my mother will give me a gift. So now it is very clear that give is our main verb. And the will which is helping give is our auxiliary verb. See, this way this auxiliary verb is helping main verb, and this auxiliary verbs, now you can see this, these verbs are very important. That's why it is called helping verb, because it helps a lot to make a sentence meaningful. The next verb is state verb. State verb is something new for you all because we haven't dealt about that state verb. So the next and very important verb is state verbs. This verb are used to describe our thought, attitude, and sense. And generally this kind of verb kinds of verb are used in simple present tense. So this state verb describes state of mind, means it can be used to describe a thought, attitude or sense. And make sure or remember these state verbs are used in simple present tense. Generally it is used in simple present tense. I'll give you some example so it will be clear for you all. We can consider state verb as a partner of action verb. But we cannot use state verb in all tenses just like simple present tense. See, example is the baby weighed 3 kg. So here the sentence is in the past tense. So the baby weighed 3 kg. So now if we use this sentence in continuous tense, so we'll use the baby was weighing 3 kg, which is wrong. This way we can't use state verb. Our state verb is weighed. So as I told you that state verb, we can't use state verb in all tenses, only simple tenses or simple present or past tense we can use, but here we have used was weighing, so this sentence is wrong. So don't use state verb with ing form. This is our right sentence and this one is wrong. So this is first sentence of state verb. Let me give you another, but before that, write one rule of state verb that we can't use state verb with ing form. We cannot use state verbs with ing form, or you can say with V4. You know V4 means the verb with ing. So please keep this in your mind that with ing form we are not allowed to use state verb. Okay, let me give you some more examples. Example number 2. Maria has piano. Another one is Maria is having piano. See, so now this one, Maria is having piano, is wrong, and state verb is used rightly in this. Maria has piano. We can't say Maria is having piano. The next is my father likes my story. So here our state verb is likes, but we can't say my father is liking my story. No, this way we can't use state verb. So this sentence is wrong and this one is right. So this way our state verbs we can use, and this way our state verbs we can't use. So please keep this thing in your mind. Don't mix state verbs and action verbs together. Next is ing form, but in restaurant, if you have noticed that you find this kind of sentences. I am loving this. In pizza shops or in any restaurant, generally you find this kind of verb. So here loving is of course our state verb, and we used here this state verb with ing. So this is an exception in informal English it is used. It is means the state verb with ing is used. It suggests temporary state. This is not a permanent state of mind. I am loving this. That's why we use here loving with ing form. Otherwise, loving means the state verb with ing form are not allowed in this kind of verb. But in informal English, it is used, and this is not a permanent sense of mind. It is only temporary mode, so we can use here. So these are the verbs which we have done this. Now let me give you homework. We have dealt different kind of verbs, that is action verb, modal verb, helping verb, auxiliary verb, state verb, regular verb, irregular verb and main verb. So now it's the time to give you homework. So please note down your homework. And if you have any doubt, please note down your doubt. We will discuss that in the school. Write 10 sentences using different verbs. Means now you have list of different kinds of verb. So you have to make 10 sentences using different kind of verb. Don't repeat any same verb in your sentences. So this is your homework. Please do your homework and submit in the group. And if you have any doubt, we'll discuss that doubt in the school. Till then, stay safe, stay in the home. Thank you.